Henry, just wait. It ain't come on the 15th like it's supposed to. Just waiting on it. I ain't got that far. Mathis. All right, that's it. Henry, make sure you tell him those shit $300 a pop. The bottles. Based on Detective Steele and Detective Polo's experience working investigations involving the introduction of contraband into jails and prisons, this conversation was immediately identified as the subjects conspiring and planning how they would smuggle the narcotics into the Broward County Jail. A common method of introducing narcotics into the jail or persons is by sending paper that was being soaked or sprayed with narcotics that have a liquid form. Many of these drugs or substitute cathinone, PHENETHYLAMINES, synthetic cannabinoids, and sometimes opioids, such as fentanyl. The Broward County Jail has had prior incidents of these narcotics-laced papers being introduced into the jail in the form of books, letters, and even their legal mail. On Friday, September 22nd, 2023, BSO Gang Detective Russell and Detention Deputy Alvarez conducted an interview of a gang member being housed at Broward County Jail, and the subject stated that Jamel Demons, YNW Melly, was controlling and facilitating the introduction and the distribution of narcotics-laced paper into the jail. The subject also stated that in the last 2 months, he had personally purchased narcotics-laced paper from Jamel Demons, Melly himself. The subject also stated that only inmates on Demons' floor currently have access to those narcotics. Ah, shit. Hey, welcome back to BrainFLoTv. I'm reading through this paperwork, right? And I'm seeing that YNW Melly is now being accused of smuggling and selling narcotics in jail. You know what's funny? What's funny is everybody that this man is associated with that has been to jail before or prison was doing the same damn thing. And they actually came out and said it. I'll give you a good example. You can go out there right now and look up Fredo Bang telling his story about selling drugs in jail. Fredo Bang even said those who move the drugs around in jail, or ninjas who sell drugs in jail, they call their butthole Gucci purses. Their butthole is their Gucci purse. Let me see who else did it. Then you have Boosie. Remember Boosie showed up to the first trial for YNW Melly. He's a big supporter. And he is also the person who referred the attorney that YNW Melly had for the first trial, right? Right. Boosie even spoke about it, smuggling, selling drugs in jail. Boosie said he was doing it. And a bunch of others, Casanova right now. But Casanova ain't, right now Casanova is up the road doing his time too. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is this. YNW Melly's attorneys must be punching the friggin' air right now. I'm sure his attorneys are saying, why the fuck can't you just sit down and just be a model prisoner and just let us fight this fight for you and, you know, show some technicalities in the case and get you off, because the evidence they have is strong. It's circumstantial, but it's strong as shit. So let us fight that and get you off. Man, wow. To have a fellow inmate actually break down what's going on in the jail when it comes to drug smuggling, he's saying that YNW Melly is the one who is controlling it. YNW Melly, because he has money. There's another one that's saying he's in there paying for protection, buying other guys' stuff, paying for their lawyer fees, all kinds of stuff because he has money. I don't know how true that is, but this right here, remember, the state just called a whole bunch of other witnesses added to the case. These are people who've been locked down with Melly for the last almost 5 years, right? Some of them less than that time, but they've been in contact with him over the period of time he has been locked down. And if some of them are willing to come forward and say, yeah, I was the one that was facilitating the phone calls and we were speaking in codes. And, I used to get in touch with Bartland when he was on the outside for Melly, pass the message on so he could pass the message to Melly's girl or ex-girl and her mama to not show up to court, do not testify. And they were successful at doing it. There was one part in there where Melly actually passed the message, allegedly, according to what the paper says, to tell his girl that when he gets home, he's going to eat her like some ice cream. You know what I mean? And all this other stuff. And he had his homeboy relay this message to his girl. Jail is a messed up environment. You trying to tell your woman you about to lick that cat. You know what I mean? You about to get in that birthday cake and you got to pass that message through your homie. And your homie got to say it in a way that she feels it. It's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy. But let me say this part again. Henry on the phone. First of all, Henry says, when I ask him if I find out how many bottles it takes for a sheet, how many bottles does it take to make a sheet? Right? This is them planning to put the drugs, according to the detective, to put the drugs on paper and have the paper soaked in the drugs and then send the paper in. Mathis says, I got that part. I'm talking about his money. His money ain't come. And Henry said, just tell him it ain't come on the 15th like it's supposed to. Just waiting on it. I ain't got that far. Mathis said, all right, that's it. Then Henry, which is Cortland Henry, which is Bortland. Bortland is a part of this scheme. Make sure you tell him those bottles, those shits, $300 a pop, the bottles. Based on Detective Steele and Detective Polo Apparent's working investigation involving the introduction of contraband into jails and prisons, this conversation was immediately identified as the subject conspiring and planning how they would smuggle the narcotics into the Broward County Jail. A common method of introducing narcotics into the jail of persons is by sending paper that was being soaked or sprayed with narcotics that have a liquid form. On Friday, September 22nd, 2023, BSO gang detective Russell and detention deputy Alvarez conducted an interview of a gang member, and that gang member came forward and told everything. He's being housed at the Broward County Jail. That person said that Jamel Demons was the one who was controlling and facilitating the introduction and the distribution of the narcotics-laced papers into the jail. The subject also stated that in the last 2 months, he has personally purchased narcotics-laced papers directly from Jamel Demons. That subject stated that only inmates on Jamel Demons' floor currently have access to that narcotics. That's like you locking down a block. It's only my homies got control of this. This is our drug trade. And anybody else dealing this in here, they might have consequences to pay. We got that sold up in here. So if you want it, need it, you got to come to us to come get it. At this point, I'm thinking maybe YNW Melly is hoping that he gets out on technicalities. He's going to throw as much money as he can at some top lawyers and hope that the lawyers actually are able to get him out. But another part of his mind, I think, is preparing to do the long stretch in prison. And I say that because with all these accusations coming out, witness tampering from behind bars, and witness tampering in a double murder trial case, that carries up to a life sentence on its own. So risking all that kind of shows that, maybe you're either doing everything in your power to get out, or you just don't give a damn no more. You just like, man, fuck it. If I get caught, I get caught. But I'm trying to get out, or I'm trying to survive behind these bars. Damn. I wish them all the best. I wish them all the best. You know what I'm saying? The man also went on to say that Demon's floor currently has access to the narcotics. The subject stated that only Demon's floor has access to the narcotics. Now, what would have made this great is if they had actually ran in on Demons and found all the narcotics and stuff on his floor. But check it, we're going to get to that because, you know, all that's going to come out when we go to trial. Obviously, right now, the state's not going to throw all their evidence out there. We're reading the paperwork, right? The paperwork has been made accessible. Terrence Mathis has been identified as a member of the Bloods. Mathis is currently housed in the Broward County main jail and has facilitated communication with Jamel Demons on over 100 occasions in the last year. Mathis' criminal history includes homicides and federal firearm violations. Mathis is a convicted felon for a homicide committed in 2022. Mathis is pending trial for a 2017 homicide, and he has a Federal Bureau of Prisons hold for a firearm violation he has been convicted of. Mathis meet criteria set forth below in Florida State 87606 to document him as a blood gang member, admit to criminal gang accusations or association. In August of 2023, that's just the other day. In August of 2023, on multiple recorded calls with Cortland Henry, Mathis admitted to his involvement in the Bloods and stated that there's only one person above him in jail. Mathis also stated that Jamel Demons has nothing to worry about because Mathis is vouching for him in there. So in other words, he is telling Cortland Henry that he is high ranking and there's only one person above him in here. And Melly ain't got nothing to worry about because we got him. He adopts the style of dressing as a criminal gang. On two separate occasions in 2000 and 2001, Mathis was documented by law enforcement in Miami-Dade County wearing red clothing. In 2023, Mathis stated over recorded communications that he was wearing his red hat and shoes at the Broward County Jail, main jail. Deputy David Alvarez confirmed that Mathis wears red footwear and red headdresses. He associates with one or more known criminal gang members inside the institution. In 2023, Mathis was willfully associated with Jamel Demons and Cortland Henry and several other unidentified blood gang members before he mentioned any of those phone calls. In 2023, Mathis had a mail and correspondence between him and other well-known and unknown blood gang members. Mathis has communicated over recorded calls with several blood gang members identified with blood sets and certain members being, yo, listen, this is going to get ugly. And I don't even think Mathis is going to be good out on these streets anymore after all this. Because ain't no way that he can actually be in all this paperwork and then be good. Matter of fact, Mathis probably going to have to run for his life because I'm sure they're about to put a hit on Mathis' head. And I think Mathis knows that it's all going up in smoke. That's why he is going out with a bang. But then again, when they get to court, either the courts are going to take his word and use it as credible, or YNW Melly's attorneys are going to try to discredit him, right? Now, following Bryson and Boom again, on Friday afternoon, through his girlfriend at Neek Baby, at YNW Melly co-defendant Bortland. So Bortland's girlfriend is on as at Neek_baby. Right, I didn't know that. But anyhow, he shared a message with this journalist, an update on how he is doing inside the Broward County Jail since his rearrest. Remember, Bortland was out on bond, and then Bortland bond got revoked after he got accused of tampering with witness and some other charges as well. All them other charges that Melly has, Bortland now has those charges. But Bortland put this message out recently. He says, doing great, feeling good. As long as God is great, my faith will never let me be discouraged because I have the blood of Jesus on me. Just ready to come home and for the world to see how corrupt Broward County is. Next time I walk out of here, it won't be an ankle monitor on. I'll be a free man. This is what Bortland, and now Bortland, his trial is supposed to begin January 12th of 2024. Doing great. I have the blood of Jesus on me. Wow. Wow. Somebody said, boy, hush. I still have my theories, but I'll be quiet and I'll let this all play out. Another person says, after all the evidences, he can keep having the blood of Jesus on him. He will need all that during the trial, laughing my ass off. And he's going to get life in prison. That's a fact. He's damn near snitching to me, because ain't no way. Homie say he got the blood of Jesus on him and he's doing great and his faith will never allow him to feel down. Man, listen, I think it's the same thing for YNW Melly that it is for YNW Bortland. I think both of them kind of know, but they're like, if we win, we win. And it's going to be a big win. To beat a double murder case knowing that you're guilty is one thing, right? But if we get up out of here, it's all good. But if we blow trial and we lose and we go to prison for a long time, we're just going to have to deal with that too. And I think they're getting their minds ready to deal with that. The human is funny. Humans will survive situations that we fear and feel like we could never survive. We will adapt and overcome. And I think that's what's going on right here. Anyways, man, I'm keeping this one short. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Tell me what you think about this one. I'll catch you on the next video. And remember, we're staying close to this trial as close as possible. So hit that subscribe button, but hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up concerning this trial or any other topic we've covered on BrainFLoTv. I'm out. Peace.